Hey there, entrepreneurs. My name is Sushant, and welcome to TrepTalks. This is a show where I interview successful e-commerce entrepreneurs, business executives, and thought leaders, and ask them questions about their business story, and also dive deep into some of the strategies and tactics that they have used to start and grow their businesses. And today, I'm really excited to welcome Michael Bernarde to the show. Michael is the founder of NightCap. NightCap is a drink covering product designed to keep young women safe from getting drugged at parties. And today I'm going to ask Michael a few questions about his entrepreneurial journey and some of the strategies and tactics that he has used to start and grow his business. So Michael, thank you so much for joining me today at TrepTalks. Really appreciate your time.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
So very interesting product. Can you share a little bit about yourself, your background, and how did you get the idea for this product, and what really motivated you to start this business?
Yeah, so the product itself, our main product is the drink spiking prevention Scrunchie. And we make other drink spiking prevention products now, but that was the original, and that was the one that we brought on Shark Tank, and you may have seen it on TikTok or Instagram. But myself, I am from Florida. I went to Florida State University for my undergrad and grad school. While I was in undergrad, my sister actually came up with the idea. She thought of it in a dream after some of her friends went off to college and had their drinks spiked. And she was thinking about ways to make sure that it would never happen again, and to protect herself when she went off to college. So she thought of it in a dream, and she woke up and cut up our mom's pantyhose and created the first prototype out of that. And then I came home from the summer. I had one more semester left in school, and I saw the prototype on our dining room table, and I thought to myself, like, why has nothing like this been either invented and adopted on a mainstream scale? Like, nobody really did anything that I knew of to protect themselves. So I thought of like three reasons that I thought that this product would be successful. And that was it was reusable. I didn't think that anyone was going to just keep buying lids over and over and over and over again. It is convenient, so you can wear it on your wrist or in your hair. And then when you go out to the bar, you just pull it off, so you don't have to keep it in your purse. It's really easy to remember just because it just stays on you. And most importantly to me, it was marketable. I didn't see a way to just like scare people into buying this product. I thought that it had to be something people would want to use. It had to be a fun thing to use. And so I thought the scrunchy aspect of it made it this fun solution to a serious problem. And that's how we market our company today, as a fun thing that college students want to use, not something they are scared into using.
And I mean, it's definitely an interesting and important product trying to target a serious problem. What is drink spiking really a college phenomenon? And are there, like, do you know any stats? Like, why is there the problem in the first place? Like, do you have any insights on, and is there a way to, of course, you have this product to kind of prevent that, but why is there a culture of like this drink spiking in North American colleges and universities?
Yeah, it's really messed up. So it's not just North America. There's a big problem in Europe, especially in the UK. But obviously the number one reason it happens is sexual assault. There's predators that use it to take advantage of generally women, unfortunately. There's also a case where people will drug men and rob them when they're not, out of it, and they don't know what's going on. And then there's even situations where, like, I've heard of fraternities using it as like a hazing, an initiation. Oh, take these drugs and go spike 3 girls' drinks at the bar tonight, if you want to, be in this fraternity. And it's like really awful stuff. Yeah, there's articles about it. So, there's not really many statistics on it because it's almost impossible to catch someone in the act of doing it. It goes unreported very often when it's not. And then also, a lot of hospitals will not test you for being drugged if you haven't been assaulted afterwards. And so that's actually a law we're working on trying to change in the US. Right now we're working with the state senator in Boston to change the law in Massachusetts to make hospitals test you if you believe you've been drugged.
And I mean, I'm assuming that it is illegal. Like if somebody gets caught in the act, but I'm assuming even if somebody does, then after the act, it will be difficult to kind of prove that somebody was trying to, or how would you prove that it was that person who kind of spiked your drink? So I guess that
Exactly.
kind of makes the problem more challenging, right?
Exactly. So it has to be caught on camera, and I mean, it happens like that. So it has to be a camera getting a clear shot of someone doing it. I mean, you can prove it happened to you by testing yourself, but you can't really prove who did it unless there's footage of someone doing it, which is extremely rare, unfortunately. So it's a very difficult problem to deal with, and that's why our product makes it by itself more difficult to drug someone without being caught, right? So it's much more difficult to have to like finagle around a drink cover and then put something in without being caught, or at least a camera being able to notice that you're tampering with a drink. So before even just preventing the problem by itself, it just makes it more difficult, and therefore less likely someone's going to tamper with your drink in the first place.
So your sister came up with the idea. You thought that this could be an interesting business idea. What happened next? How did you go from the prototype to actually having a product and actually getting your first payment?
So I came home from the summer. I decided that this was a great idea, and I thought that it was worth giving it a shot. So I got an office. Actually, it was right here in this building that we're in now. It was 2019, June of 2019. And I just started. Well, the first thing we did was our dad knew a seamstress. And so we had this seamstress make, it was like 5 prototypes. So she would make one, she would come to our house. She'd be like, this is what I got. And we'd be like, okay, fix this, this, and this. She'd make another one with those changes and be like, okay, it needs this, this, and this. And then we would repeat that process about 5 times until we got somewhere that we liked a decent amount. And then I found a product development company in Dallas, Texas. And we sent them what we had, and they took it and they made it into like the nice, beautiful product it is today, instead of just like a mishmash thing that looked like a bunch of textbook covers and put together and stuff. So once we got that finalized through them, we went and found a manufacturer in Dallas we made 4,000 units on the first run. That was going to be for our Indiegogo crowdfunding campaign. So we took pre-orders through Indiegogo to help fund the first manufacturing run. And then, we ended up getting on Fox Business, which helped us finish that Indiegogo crowdfunding campaign. And then, once it started taking off later on, we moved the manufacturing overseas because it just wasn't a sustainable price to do it here. And then started mass manufacturing it over there.
For the Indiegogo campaign, can you talk a little bit more about how you made that campaign successful? Of course, you said, you got on Fox Business, but how did that come about? And did you run like some sort of a PR campaign to get appearance in Fox Business?
Yeah, it was actually really difficult to sell them at first. The first like 6 months, I mean, it was like painstaking to get people to buy them. We got really lucky with the Fox Business thing, and that pretty much did all of it. We also got, well, I guess that was after we did it, we got in USA Today, which helped. But the first like 6 months, we really didn't get much. I mean, the Indiegogo was only $12,000, but it was enough to get where we needed to be. Having like you're starting right in the beginning, you have to test out a lot of things. Sometimes things work that you wouldn't expect to work, and some things don't work that you would expect to work. So the things that we thought would work did not work, and then the things we didn't expect to work ended up working. So it took us time to get to. It was about like March 2020 where we had some TikTok videos do really, really well. I think our second and third video ever on there got like 6 million views each. And then that's when we started really gaining some traction. And then we got on Shark Tank in, what was it? We aired in the beginning of 2021. So after, like, between TikTok and Shark Tank in that time, it really just started taking off.
So I'm assuming you have like two kind of customer segment. One is, the consumer itself, people, young women who are going to kind of use this item. But then you have other business that you probably get most of your business from are really either schools or bars and clubs and things like that that purchase it directly from you in bulk and maybe distribute this product at nighttime when women are coming to their establishments. Can you talk a little bit about your customer base and which one is working well in terms of driving your business?
Yeah, so we're really big on Amazon. Our website is not actually that big compared to Amazon, but what we do on a lot of on our website is bulk orders to universities. That's actually become almost as big, if not bigger, than Amazon at this point. It's kind of morphing into a B2B company a bit. And we also have added recently, we started working with the US military and Air Force, and they are passing them out to their soldiers on bases to keep them safe when they go out. And then we also work with a lot of nonprofits and just different organizations or companies that want to use it as a promotional item. So we've worked with liquor companies. We work with Bacardi, Grey Goose, Four Roses Bourbon, and actually we have partnerships coming out with Bumble and DoorDash. And so they take it, they put their logo on it, and they hand it out to students on college campuses. So there's a very big B2B market for them.
Is this product kind of well known in North American campuses? Like, any young person, young woman who sees your products, or at least is aware of this idea of having like this Scrunchie kind of a product to prevent drink spiking? And what did it take to create that perception? I mean, I'm assuming that, the reason, a big part of your business is really branding or making this product kind of popular with the young crowd, right? Or young women, especially. If you go to a college campus and you show 100 kids the product, I would bet at least half of them know what it is. That's why we get really good feedback from universities, because the universities, they buy safety products and they hand them out, and it's just a regular product to them. But when they buy our product and they hand them out, everyone's like, oh, I've seen this on Shark Tank, I've seen this on TikTok, like this is like a fun thing to use. And so we get tons of positive feedback from the universities, and they want to order over and over again, because it's a great way for them to get students like excited about safety, and also they use it as an opportunity to educate students. So they'll come and they'll talk a little bit about drink safety and stuff, and then they'll hand them out with it, so they can use it as a teaching opportunity. I mean, the college students, it's by far our number one thing. And yeah, if you go to college campuses, most people do know about it. And part of that is because we have over 250 million views on TikTok, and that's targeted very much towards college students. And so they've all seen it. They've all seen it on there one way or another. Awesome. And I see that now you have added additional products on your website as well. Because of course, having a one product business is you can only drive so much growth through a one product business. So can you talk through a little bit around, the rationale for adding additional products and how that has helped your business?
Yeah, so our second product we came out with was the NightCap keychain, and it's basically the Scrunchie in a keychain pouch. And this way, we had a lot of requests for men who wanted to use the product, and there's also a lot of women who don't wear scrunchies. So we found a way to come out with a version of the product that was the same thing, but in a different form. And that's been really popular. And then the other one that was really important for us is this product Stop Tops on our website. It's licensed from the UK. That's not a product that we manufacture ourselves, but we are the exclusive distributor in the US for it. And that one, the reason we brought that on is because we saw it as a better fit for bars and clubs and venues that want a cheaper price point item to have behind the bar and be able to put on every drink that it's used on. So, you know, the scrunchies are reusable and they come in a higher price point. So they're better for like colleges giving them away once a semester to students, or promo, or companies using them as promo items, whereas the bars and clubs like that disposable one where they could have a roll of 500 of them behind the counter, and just anyone who wants a drink cover, just stick it on, and it's not too costly to them.
Yeah, I mean, I think that product also seems really nice, like the disposable item. From a business perspective, are you kind of not now in this business is this your 100% focus as an entrepreneur, or this is kind of like a side hustle for you?
No, this has been my full-time job, my sister's full-time job since I graduated my MBA back in 2022, I think. So yeah, this is what I do every day. That's what she does every day. Takes up all of our time, and but we're happy to do it.
And that's the team. It's the brother sister team, and or do you have any other members? And what kind of business do you handle versus what is your sister responsible for? I think you're getting disconnected. Hello? Can you hear me? Hello? Oh, I think there was some connectivity issues. I think you're muted.
Yeah, the Wi-Fi just like turned off. I don't know what happened.
No
I wonder if they
worries,
like
no worries.
reset.
No worries. Are we still recording? Yeah. Yeah, I think we're still recording. That's fine. Yeah, so I was asking you, so your team, your brother sister team, who manages what, and have you also hired any outside or any additional team members to help you with this project?
Yeah, so Shira does pretty much all the like front end stuff, social media, PR, anything with dealing with marketing, and then I do all the back end stuff, manufacturing, legal stuff, customer service, bulk orders, stuff like that. Now, we did just hire a third person for part-time to help us out with some stuff, but we could have a lot more employees, but what we do is we outsource a lot of our work to other companies. So like we use a fulfillment center, third-party fulfillment center. We use a company to run our Amazon for us. So there's a lot of things that you could have internally, but we outsource it.
And you found that was a more cost-effective way to do it, or that was more where it did cost a little bit extra, but it kind of it kind of gives you more time and flexibility to focus on business and doing sales and marketing?
Yeah, I think especially when you're new, I think the flexibility of not like, I think if you bring on too many employees right away, it can put you in a bind if sales drop or unexpectedly. With outside services, you can pause them. There's more flexibility with it, instead of having to like fire people or anything like that. But yeah, just not having to deal with a lot of the like hands-on physical stuff with Amazon and fulfillment, and there's other stuff here and there, but it's much easier in my opinion. But it's also it's different for every company. There's for us it's easier that way. There's some company. I mean, if you have to sell like customized items and stuff, like you'll probably want to fulfill stuff yourself. And it's every business has should make that decision based on their model.
For sure. A little bit about your social media marketing. Of course, you said your sister kind of manages that, and I see you have a large social media following. And I've spoken to, of course, I speak to e-commerce businesses all the time, and many businesses are kind of, struggle with driving following or engagement on social media. But then I find some other businesses it's relatively easy for them. So I mean, maybe this is more of a question for your sister, but do you have any insights on what your sister is doing? Like what is kind of the ingredient of kind of driving following and engagement on social media? Do you think that this, it's easier for this product because, it's geared toward college age students, and, it's because it's so relevant to them, it's, they're more engaged with this, with the brand?
Yeah, I think it's a combination of various things. I think like, yeah, you have to have someone running it who knows what they're doing, post professional stuff, and be able to relate to customers. I think the product very much matters. I think some products are like sexier or not sexier that for social media. Some products are just more difficult to market on social media than others. So I think if sometimes the ingredients aren't there for a social media product, and you just have to figure out different ways to do it. There's a lot of things that go into it, but I don't think there's one specific answer to it. I think it's a lot of factors.
For sure. So your main channel is Amazon, and of course, I see on your website you have Amazon Amazon shop on US, UK, Europe, Canada, Australia. Can you talk a little bit about working with Amazon? And is it challenging, or is it relatively straightforward to create a store in a different country and get started? Or is it relatively straightforward? And are there any challenges of selling through Amazon in different regions? Is there any issue with currencies and those kind of things? And how are you managing the different shops?
Yeah, so in my opinion, I think it's very annoying to deal with, and I don't want to deal with it ever. So what we did is, our model in the US is we have a third party that buys it from us and then resells it.
Okay.
But so what I looked into was finding similar companies in those countries that we could do the same thing for, and that way they deal with everything and we just have to ship it to them, and then they pay all the VAT taxes on it. They pay they do their keywords and stuff based on what keywords are different. Like the different countries will search your product with different words, and so there's a lot of intricate differences that you may not even think about that they do because they sell there. So we have one seller that does the UK and the EU. We have a seller for Australia, and then we have one that does the US and Canada. So in my opinion, I think if you can do Amazon yourself in the US and you're based in the US, if you know how to do it well, like I definitely definitely do that. But if you just want to quickly get your product out to international eyes and you're not the in the intricacies of Amazon, I would just find a reseller over there that you trust, and then just do a wholesale model over there and just let them sell it for you. And that's you're probably getting revenue that you wouldn't get otherwise.
Well, that's a very interesting way to do it, and I think probably probably a smart way to do it, because it probably saves you so much headache and things to worry about. So definitely very, very interesting. So you did have an appearance on Shark Tank. Can you talk a little bit about that experience? How did you get on Shark Tank, and what was your experience like? Did it actually drive orders for you post when the show aired?
Yeah, so I mean, the Shark Tank appearance went about as good as it possibly could have. We got one of the fastest deals in Shark Tank history. Got almost exactly what we asked for. And yeah, I can tell you that it does have a significant sales impact. It depends on the product too. Some products are better for Shark Tank than others, I think. And also it depends on how the sharks react to your product. If they speak highly of it, even if they don't invest in it because of the financials, it'll probably do well. If they trash the product itself, I don't have experience with that, but it may not go as well for you. But yeah, we did like 3 times our the sales that we had the entire year before in like 48 hours. So
wow. Okay.
it was an insane experience.
And were you ready? Were you ready for that kind of sale? Like, had you planned for it beforehand?
Well, there's actually a funny story behind that. We were ready. Well, we had the plans to be ready. And what happened was we had all of our inventory was supposed to arrive like 2 days after the airing, and we were just going to ship it out right there. And what happened was it got delayed at the port an extra few days. And because it got delayed at the port, it was delayed coming into our warehouse in Dallas. And that very week, there was what you could call a generational ice storm in Dallas that shut down the whole city for like 2 weeks. Wow. All the roads were iced up and they couldn't put any trucks on the road or anything. And we couldn't get our product actually into our warehouse for 3 weeks after it happened. So we did have a lot of angry, non-understanding customers, but it was a hell of a 3 weeks to deal with. But once they got in, we got them out right away, and it was fine overall. But it was definitely something to deal with. What are the odds?
How did you get introduced to Shark Tank? Did you kind of like reach to them cold, or did they reach out to you? And who did you have the deal with? And did you actually complete that deal?
Yeah, so we just applied online. You go on their website. I don't know. It was very, very, very simple. It's like you put in your email and your website. That's like almost it. There's like maybe one other thing, and then like 2 months later or something, I got a call, and then from there you begin the process of like auditioning and stuff. But I guess if they're interested in you, they give you a call. We got a deal with Lori for almost exactly what we asked for, and yeah, we did close the deal after.
Okay. And what kind of support do you receive from her now? Like, is she the one who kind of introduced you to like these different resellers and so forth? Like, what has been the impact of working with Lori? Like, does she advise you on business? What has been your experience working with her?
Yeah, I'd say the number one thing is easily just her and her team being just really good mentors. And when we have questions about things, we send them to her. She's not in the office doing stuff every day, but when we need stuff, we reach out to them to help us with stuff. And then when she sees opportunities pop up for us, she lets us know. So it's been a really good experience. But you're operating the company on your own. It's not like you just hand it off to them to do. You're still doing everything day to day by yourself.
Yeah, of course. What is your future vision for the business? I mean, just the category that you're working in, I mean, do you envision adding more products? Do you envision just, continuing your strategy, working on marketing, and just getting more customers using this product? Where do you see your business, let's say 5 years down the road?
Yeah, so I mean, we definitely want to just keep expanding with colleges. That's like our number one market. We want to go much deeper into this military vertical. It's something we started recently doing, and it's been working really well. I'd say focusing on those two things are probably the top priority. We want to get into music festivals. It's harder than you'd think, but if we could get the music festivals, that would be, a top priority. And then
Why
just
is it
partnering with.
why is it
Yeah.
difficult? Music festivals.
Well, I'd say a lot of them are owned by, one company. And so you got to get in with that one company to do it. There's smaller ones and stuff, but it's like, there's a very, you got to get in with the big guys on there to do it. You have to show them why they need this product and why it's gonna, we have to pitch it to them as a revenue generator as well. So we talk to them about how it's, a social responsibility thing, but also we can sell it as a sponsorship. We can put a liquor company logo on them and QR codes, and they can sell tickets to future events right through their drink with the QR code. They could sell merchandise through the drink. They can promote future stuff on the drink. Just, making it so it's both, they get both good PR and social media presence from doing that, and then also an ROI on it. So, one day hopefully they will bite on it, at least test it out.
Awesome. I mean, I think you were going to talk about partnerships. I mean, have you done some sort of a influencer marketing? I mean, I assume if like some celebrity kind of, shows it on their social media, or some of these social media influencers kind of start promoting it, I think that can probably also help you get additional access to additional markets, or eyeballs at least.
Yeah, hopefully we can get more celebrities posting it. We actually took on a celebrity investor after Shark Tank. Her name is Julia Michaels. She's a singer songwriter. And then definitely any celebrities listening to this that want to post it, come on down.
Awesome. Like, do you send this to, I think a lot of people do, they'll send their product to celebrity, they'll mail it and then hope that somebody posts it. Do you ever try doing that?
Shira goes to a lot of networking events, and she's met a lot of celebrities and given them to them directly. I know she met Paris Hilton a few weeks ago, gave her one. She gave one to, like Alex Earl the other day. There's a bunch of them that have them in their hands.
Okay.
They just you got to put it up online.
For sure. Yeah. In every entrepreneur's journey, there's always mistakes made, lessons learned in building your business. What has been your learning experiences? Have you made any big mistakes that you kind of regret, or what have you learned from your biggest mistakes, failures building this business, and what can other entrepreneurs learn from your mistakes?
Yeah, I have one big one that I wish I knew when I started, and it's that you have to file for an international patent within 1 year of filing your provisional patent, which I was not aware of. And so we do not have patents outside of the US, and we have had a lot of money stolen from us from this. So make sure you file for your international patents as soon as possible. I guess my other thing would be, I wish I air shipped the product instead of ocean shipped it for Shark Tank, and that way it would have been here on time, but it did not work out that way.
So does that mean that now this, I mean, any such kind of a product, it's easy for, copycats to come up and, create similar products. So does that mean that Amazon has similar products now that you can't basically stop them selling it because you don't have the patent?
Outside of the US, yes, but inside of the US, we have a pretty good handle on it.
Wow. Okay. So that was kind of a miss. Okay. Now I'm going to move on to our rapid fire segment. In this segment, I'm going to ask you a few quick questions, and you have to answer them maybe one or two words or a sentence or so. The first one is one book recommendation for entrepreneurs, and why?
One book recommendation. I am not a big reader, I have to say. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know if I have one for that.
Okay, no worries. An innovative product or idea in the current e-commerce, retail, or tech landscape that you feel excited about?
I can say like some products that fascinate me, just from the the strategy behind them. I'm really interested of like Liquid Death and Dude Wipes, of like how they took just products that already existed and just made $1 billion, not billion, probably $100 million brands out of just water and toilet wipes, and just like the psychology and marketing behind those and how they achieve that is like very interesting to me.
I think that's so interesting. If you have a great product, but you don't have great branding and marketing, that can tank a product, a great product. But if you have a average or even bad product, but you have great branding or marketing, I think that can pull the product forward. So that's branding, marketing is huge, I think.
Just look around you and just look around you and see if there's something that can be marketed a different way, and then change it and then sell it.
Yeah, for sure. A business or productivity tool or software that you would recommend, or a productivity tip?
Okay, software.
Any tool or software productivity tip, anything that you do to help drive your productivity?
I would say, if you have intellectual property, I would use one of the scanning systems that they have different systems that you can buy as a subscription service, and they will scan the internet in all the different third-party marketplaces, and they'll basically show you if you have people knocking you off. Could be for trademark, could be for copyright, could be for patents. You see if people are knocking you off on websites that you don't have I don't have time to go through every website every day. There are thousands of them. So it just kind of scans the internet and puts it all in one platform for you to approve or disapprove of taking them down. There's different. I've used a few different ones of them, but that's probably the one I didn't know existed before, and thankful that we use now.
What is the name of that platform?
We've used 3 different ones. We used Red Points at one point, and then we used one called Edison Law Firm. And we use one called Horus, but and then one organization that's amazing for this too is called the IACC. It's actually a nonprofit. So it's actually free for the first year, and they have a special relationship with Alibaba and AliExpress, and they get, it's very difficult to get stuff removed from there, and they are like the only company I've ever met that I can actually get stuff removed from there. So they have the little system of their own, which is I thank God for them every day.
Cool. Another entrepreneur or business person whom you look up to, or someone who inspires you?
Yeah, I looked up to Sarah Blakely a lot when I was first starting the company. She went to my university a few years before me, and I just saw how she built her company and kind of saw just how she built it. I've also Dave Portnoy is a little bit of a controversial person, but I like how he built the company in a way where like it's just news and sports, but he put this like pop culture twist on it and made it a fun company. And our product is not, it's not a fun thing by any means, but we've been able to put like a fun part into it where people will actually like using it, and it's not something we scare them into using, and it's become a marketable thing. And so in that aspect, I appreciate how he did that.
Yeah, I think for your product, especially because it's geared towards women and especially younger people, I think you need to have that kind of twist. Final question. What is the best business advice that you have ever received or you would give to other entrepreneurs?
Best business advice. I would say that just not caring about everything being perfect before you launch something. When Shira was still in high school, I was doing like the social media stuff and like running the Instagram and the branding, and it looked absolutely awful. But it doesn't matter because you can launch. Just there's no need to like there's excuses for like everything. I'm not ready to launch it because this isn't ready, and then like you never end up actually doing what you say you're gonna do. And like we've built it. You can build it as you go. You don't have to be perfect right away. You're not like because the companies we look at are like multi-billion-dollar companies, and they have like all their branding perfect and all their like everything is like on point. But when you're a small business, like you can just start, and then by the time you become that billion-dollar brand, you'll have it all together.
For sure. I think that's definitely a great advice. Last question before I wrap up, because I think this is the first time I've come across a sister brother team. What is it like working with your sibling? Is it easy? Is it difficult? Do you both work at the same place? And who's a better entrepreneur, business person?
We get along pretty well for a brother sister team. We kind of have our own like lanes where I do all the back end stuff and she does like the social media stuff. So she makes decisions on her end, I make decisions on my end, and we rarely have like issues where they cross over and we have to disagree on something. We fought a lot when we were little, but we grew out of it. I think by the time she was in high school. So it goes pretty well. I will be biased and say I am the better, superior entrepreneur.
For sure. And those were all the questions that I had, Michael. Thank you so much for your time today, for sharing your story and some of the strategies and tactics that you have used to grow your business. Very, very inspiring and interesting. So yeah, thank you so much again. If anybody wants to check out your products, what is the best way to do that?
You can check us out at NightCapIt.com, and we're also on Amazon, as well as TikTok Shop, pretty much any online third-party marketplace where we are on. And appreciate you having me on, and feel free to add me on LinkedIn or anything like that. So thanks so much.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Michael. Really appreciate your time and wish you and your sister the very best in your business.
Thanks.